Hey guys, let's get into a little bit of Belmont. I mean, the cards haven't been fantastic lately. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. But I actually really like today's late pick four. So that's what I'm going to go through. And I'm going to show you a little tool that I use with Formulator to, it kind of just specifies exactly what I'm looking at, which helps. I get distracted. So it's good to have, you know, a little bit more focus. So we'll get into race number 6 here. So 9 races today at Belmont. I like to hone it, so I highlight, so this is a turf route, an Anon one, and I've got it specified, so it's just going to show me, it's going to highlight the lines where horses have been running turf routes. You can see these are synthetic or dirt sprints and routes. So anyways, that's it just kind of eliminates the noise, I find. So to kick it off here in race number 6, sorry, a mile and a 16. So I'm not really into Tulane a whole lot. I'm somewhat intrigued by Mission at the Spa. I mean, from a class standpoint, this horse looks completely outclassed, right? But since, I mean, he was just in a 62.50 starter at Colonial, which he didn't even win at a huge price. So right away you dismiss a horse like this. But the thing is, he's only run on turf 3 times, you can see, and those were his last 3 starts. Is he just a horse that all of his career he's run 22 times? He was looking for the turf. His speed is a distinct advantage here. Ruben Silvera will try to ride. I mean, there's other horses that may be sitting close, but I'm going to put him in just in case he shakes loose here and they go ridiculously slow and he doesn't come back to them. It's a possibility. I've seen stranger things happen. So if he can do this, I mean, the speed figures they hold up in this field. It's not like from a speed figure standpoint that he doesn't fit. So the 2 horse gets on my ticket, just kind of a hope and a prayer. I think Mr. Kringle is up against it a little bit. I don't like him to win here. I just don't think things are going to set up for him. So I will actually leave him off the ticket, even though he's a favorite of mine. The 5, Catch That Party. This horse, I think this is the horse to beat. I know that they're going to bet. I know that Grape Nuts Warrior is going to be the favorite, and I'm not going to leave Grape Nuts Warrior off of the ticket because it's Chad Brown. He just wins everything. But if you look, Catch That Party has defeated Grape Nuts Warrior in the last 2 starts. Like, why should this not happen again? He just looks like he's in a better place right now. Grape Nuts Warrior, quite pace dependent. He has no speed of his own, so he's likely to be sitting at the back. I don't like Cotton. So those are the horses I'm taking out of this race. Yes, Grape Nuts Warrior gets on there. Don't like those 2 at all. No. So yeah, Catch That Party, I think, is the one to beat. I honestly think this is the horse to beat. And Vargas has ridden him before and has done quite well with him. Jeremiah, he hasn't won a lot of races, obviously, on this circuit, but this horse just looks well poised. And that long shot, the 2 Mission at the Spa, at a big price, we'll throw him in and hope that the speed carries a long way. So now we're looking at a sprint on the dirt. So we'll switch things up here, get over to dirt sprints. This is a 25 New York bred claimer. Love these ones. Going the 6 furlongs. Right away, I find a Brad Cox horse that probably, well, I mean, he's going to be overbet. There's no doubt about it. I don't trust him, More Grateful. I really don't trust him at all. Can he win this race? Absolutely. Am I going to leave him off? No, probably not, because I'd hate to miss, like if my long shot comes in race 6 and I don't have this horse on my ticket, I'm a little bit upset at myself. So he's for sale, obviously, the void claim, and now he comes back for 25. They're saying, you know, that they want to move on from him. But what you want to do is you want to win and move on. You don't want to not win. He looks like he's been prepping well enough, and certainly Brad Cox is capable of bringing a horse off a layoff. Only 2 winners at the meet so far. We'll have to pass the collection plate around for Brad Cox. Yeah, that'll never happen. I don't like I Love Jackson. To me, this horse looks like he's completely over the top. I don't like the way he's moving on the racetrack. I think he needs a rest. My own personal opinion. The 4 horse Cecilia Mike, I like this horse quite a bit today. This is going to be my top pick out of this race. He's 12-1 morning line. Omar Hernandez Moreno, he can ride a little bit. I mean, he doesn't just have to be in front. I've been watching him because with 10 pound, I think he's 7 pound now after yesterday's win. I've been watching him because, you know, you can get good prices because people say, oh my God, I'm not betting that kid. He can ride. He's got courage. I've seen him come from tight spots. I've seen him rate a horse. I've seen him do well. Problem with Cecilia Mike is he's not a winner. He's 6 for 58 lifetime. Huge concern with a horse like this when you see this pattern of seconds and thirds, 18 seconds, 11 thirds out of 58 starts. That is a major warning sign. At least at the distance, again, the seconds are way, way higher than the wins, but at least at the distance, he tries. He's closer. 2 for 17 at Belmont with 8 seconds. If you're playing exactas and trifectas, this is like the dream horse. You have to put him in. But I still think he's in a position. I'm putting him on the ticket, not with obviously a ton of confidence, but at a long price like that, I'm willing to back a horse and hope that it'll be one of his rare wins. Then going to the outside, Just Right. I looked at him for a while. Obviously, this was like way of an impossible spot. This race where he claimed him, where Jones claimed from Levine, it's good enough to be competitive. These two races here are competitive on this circuit and in this class. So yeah, way too ambitiously placed last time. Now you get Saez riding him. So Just Right, I think, is a big consideration. He's sitting at 8-1 on the morning line. And the 9 Durkin's Call, again, another horse I don't trust. Linda has okay numbers with this. I looked it up. I won't go through the tedious boredom of showing you, but coming off of 60 or 45 to 180 days off, second off the layoff, having won the last start, dirt sprints. Like, she's 20%, but the ROI is $1.10 or something, and these horses get over a bet. If you didn't have him here at 8-1, why do you want to take him here at 9-5 or 2-1 or whatever he's going to be? More Grateful probably goes off as a favorite, so maybe 5-2 the morning line could probably be a bit more accurate. Again, he's a horse. I'm not against him. I just wouldn't never flat bet a horse like that at a short price. I would be way more interested in a horse like Just Right, who he's competitive enough. I mean, he's game. He likes to win. He's a decent enough horse. So that's race number 7. We'll blitz on to race number 8 here. We've got a couple of turf sprints to end up the card. So we'll just get into that. And this one is it's a little stake race, 150K. Yeah. So the horses I'm kind of against Robin Sparkles today. I saw her last race. We'll just blitz down there. I watched this. Yes, she won. Yes, she got career top buyer. These things worry me. I thought she was completely extended here, and that was at Laurel. I think she's, just personal opinion. Again, I think she's peaked this year. I think she's probably ready for maybe a bit of a rest. There's other speeds in here. Robin Sparkles, she shows up. She's probably the best. Again, another one that I'm not completely against and wouldn't support on my ticket. There are a couple of longer prices though I like. I like Honey Cake today for Jonathan Thomas, this horse. So yeah, I mean, this race was legit, and now you get the slight turn back in distance to 6 furlongs. So that kind of looks like what she's been wanting. She's been fading at the longer distances. She's a filly that was winning overseas in France and not at puny tracks. I mean, she won at Longchamp a couple of times, or Fontainebleau. I mean, that's legit enough. So Deauville, she had a win there. I like her on the turn back. I like Honey Cake. Paco Lopez listed to ride. I mean, there's one, to me, that's like the signal, right? I mean, they're going to send her as hard as they can. Robin Sparkles is going to have to engage that one. If the pace melts, and there's a good chance that it might, Too Sexy figures to capitalize. I mean, she really had a nice run here. Does she come back to that? I don't know. But she could, just because the way the pace could set up. Lezcano on the turf. That's all you need to know. That's all you ever needed to know. I've made so much money just betting Lezcano on the turf when I've been confused about where to go. Introduced interests me quite a bit. Jorge Duarte, he can win. He's on a roll right now. The thing is, I looked up his stats of having a break coming to the Naira circuit on the turf, and they're good. Like, he's won with horses. The last time he did it, he had a win. So she looks well meant. I would take this as freshening, as a positive thing this time of year. Start to look for those kind of horses that are freshened, and they can be okay. Oh, there's one, sorry, I'll just blip down the bottom here. Raven's Cry. I didn't know what to do with Raven's Cry. She's been put in some pretty tough spots. She's been rank, so she didn't want to rate here. So finally they'll put her in a sprint. They've been routing her. That's why these aren't highlighted, because I've got it highlighted to turf sprints. She's been routing. Maybe the cutback in distance is exactly what she wants. And again, the intention here, Luis Saez, there's so much speed in this race. It should be fun. The last race, we'll wrap this up. Don't want to keep you too long. 7 furlongs, maiden allowance. And it's a good race. There's a couple of possibilities. I think the favorites will come. Well, Lilac Girl is obviously going to be a favorite. These are the horses I'm putting in. I'm putting in Ingress for Belmont, Junior Alvarado. She's been one that hasn't sprinted on the turf. So she's getting that slight cutback. They tried here. She got washed off. Just disregard this race. You know, Belmont, you got to get your times together, guys, because it's difficult to handicap without at least knowing what the fractions were. Just saying, you know, it's 2021, people. Let's get it together here. Anyways, Ingress, I digress. Ingress is one that gets on my ticket because I think that she's going to appreciate the cutback in distance. I looked at Wow a little bit. Again, a horse coming in fresh, but I couldn't really make a case for her, but I did look at her. You got the Lescano factor again. To me, the major players come from the outside. This horse is going on the ticket, the 10 Thesis Break. There's some pedigree here. The Dam had, when they switched her to the turf, she definitely was turfy. She's had 3 first-time winners out of 7, and, you know, they can turf a bit. So, yeah, this one's going on the ticket for sure. The works look okay as well. This one, Lilac Girl, she'll be overbet. This is a great, I love Jonathan Thomas. I follow him closely. He's a 33% trainer for a reason. These are the kind of horses he wins with. Second starting maidens, turf sprints, all good. A little bit, you know, a little time off between races, didn't rush her back. Huge buyer figure. It's a tough spot for her, I think, but she's obviously got some tactical speed to be able to put herself in position. This wasn't a quick pace. It's going to be a lot faster today. She's going to get tested today. I thought this was a pretty easy trip, so I'm not exactly going to jump on her bandwagon at a short price. I love Lady Valentine today. To me, she's the one to beat. I think she's been looking to turn back in distance. Obviously, what happened last time, she was in front in a hot pace at the extended distance of 9 furlongs, and now she gets to cut right back to 7. I think that's a great move for her. So those are the horses that I'm taking out of that race. A little more in depth today, but I like the late pick 4. I think there's some value there. I think it's going to pay decent. There's some favorites that I think are very, very beatable. So that's what we look for. Anyways, have a great day. I'm not doing football picks today. I've been doing so much racing. I just haven't had time to look at NFL very much. Now NHL starting, I might actually start betting hockey. It's a little bit of an easier market, not quite as sharp. Anyways, have an excellent Sunday, and we'll see you back here again next week.